I'm so happy to have my really nice friend Helena here today. Welcome, Helena, for our Tantra talk.
Thank you, Christine. Thank you for inviting me. It's my pleasure to be here.
We met at a wonderful retreat in Italy at Damanhur, Helena, and since then we have become friends, and we do a retreat together in your beautiful country in Croatia this summer in May. And we want to talk about a really important topic today about joy, how joy is so important in a relationship. What is your experience? Can we have enough joy, or why did you suggest we talk about joy today?
Well, for me, joy is like a substance which you have to have in life to be alive, to feel alive. So even before relationships, I think you should have it by yourself to share it then with somebody else in a relationship. For me, being joyful means a lot of different things. It can be connected to some kind of ecstasy, to some kind of passion, to a peace, to just feel yourself, to be moving, to be breathing, to be alive. So, being joyful for me means being alive, being happy on this planet.
Hmm. Thank you. That is so wonderful. I forgot to tell our people who listen to us that you're also a yoga teacher. So you work a lot with yourself, with the body. You also work with the ocean. You do SUP, so you do yoga on a board. And of course, you're also a businesswoman, and you have a family, and you have children, and this is very busy times, I think. So the more important is, how do you integrate time for yourself and joy for yourself? Because what you said is so important. First, we have to feel joy for ourselves. And very often, especially we women, we tend to make sure everyone else has fun, but sometimes we are last. So, how do you do it that you make your own breaks to have fun?
You're right, Christine. I mean, I was also like you said, I was a typical woman who tried to please everybody else. And then somewhere, I don't know, maybe even on the retreat where we met, I started to look for my path and started to take care about myself and try to find my joy. And this is how I found yoga. I mean, I was doing yoga before, like for 12 years, but then I have decided to become a yoga teacher. And I found it so beautiful and so fulfilling while I was leading the class, while I was seeing the people, how they breathe, how they move. They became so beautiful to me that I knew I wanted to do that. Uh, not maybe full time at the beginning, but at least part time, because it was bringing me a lot of joy. So, and then I extended it to soup yoga, which was even more playful, and it was even more fulfilling because you are connected to this element of water, which is pure emotion. And I was connecting always to this emotion of joy and peace in this soup yoga.
What
So
exactly is Loop yoga? I think many people maybe what they'll know exactly what it means.
So soup is stand-up paddle. So it's a board, inflated board, and you have a paddle. And then they invented, why don't we make on this like board? Why don't we make yoga? Of course, this is not. This yoga has to be a little bit modified, so you can do the poses which are usually used in yoga, so that you can be in balance. So when you do yoga on the board, the whole body is finding a balance on this water. And if the water is calm, it can be pretty smooth and easy. But if the water has a little bit of waves or a lot of waves, then you really have to concentrate and be present, breathing, be always balancing, and use your body in a way like you don't use it maybe in a every day. And then at the end of the session, we always do shavasana on the board, which is dead corpse pose, where you lay down, you put your fingers in the water, you put your feet in the water, and you just let the sea to slowly rock you and like ease you more close to yourself, more close to the happiness, more close to the joy and to the peace. So it's a really, really good connection to do yoga on a sub.
Wow. I already have problems doing yoga on the floor. And when I tried to go on a board, I had problems just climbing up. So I'm
Yeah.
looking forward when we actually meet so you can teach me a little bit more.
Yeah. Now do it really smoothly. I would do it really slowly so people can enjoy it and not be afraid, like if I can do it or not. Usually, I'm the first one who is falling down in the water just to show them it's okay. Even if you fall in the water, nothing will happen. It will be just a fun moment.
Yes, yes. And some people might think, what has all that to do with Tantra? But I feel it has a lot to do with Tantra because Tantra is all about being present, is about being present in your body and being connected to all your senses. And when you described the Sup yoga on the water, I immediately felt how beautiful it must be to connect, first of all, with the element of water. The element of water has to do with sensuality. It has to do with emotions. So just being on the water does something to our system. Many people relax just lying at the beach and watching the water, but being on the water and doing these mindful, attentive movements must be something so wonderful.
Yes, yes. I think also the water is not that I think, I know the water is the element which is connected to our lower part of our body. So where our also sexual organs are uh, hidden, but they are put there. And you connect immediately, the water energy is connecting immediately to sexuality and to this juices of life.
Yes. And especially because we have planned this retreat at your beautiful villa at this wonderful island in Croatia, Brac or Brac? How do you spell it? Brac, yes. Where we have an exclusive place for 6 couples. And we will start the day with movement, with yoga, being present outside at the beautiful ocean. And then we have exercises where we actually connect deeply to our partner, where we have time again to connect. Because I feel this is something many modern couples are missing. They are functioning because it can be very hectic when you have a family, when you have a demanding job, you have parents you have to look after. And at the end of the day, you don't find time maybe for your partner or for yourself or for the partner. So this is a wonderful place to do mindful exercises, sensual exercises to connect with your partner again.
Yes,
And
yes.
maybe you like to, yeah, what do you want to say?
I wanted to say that when you slow down, when you really come slow the time, when you're not in this space of catching up the whole time, then the space opens that you can really feel yourself and feel the person next to yourself. This is why we don't have this sensation anymore, because we are too fast in everyday life.
Yes, yes, yes. And it gets even faster. Technology gets faster every day. It's amazing. And sometimes we get overwhelmed. I get overwhelmed sometimes. It's a lot to process. And then I forget my body sometimes. Then I have to remind myself to do exercises, to go for a walk, to stand still when I go outside and just watch these beautiful flowers. Spring is coming, to connect again with my senses. And this is a very important part in Tantra to, first of all, connect with your senses, become present in your body, smell again, smells your skin, the skin of your lover, to use all your senses to connect touch, different forms of touch, to experiment with it. We don't get taught that in school, so sensuality is something which we don't learn. And many people have their repertoire and they only have their repertoire, and they don't know that there is so much more, how we can connect with each other through all our senses. For example, it feels so beautiful when your lover whispers in your ear beautiful things about yourself. Did you ever do that? You can maybe try tonight.
Yeah, yeah. I'm also looking forward to learn all these things from you because I know you're so passionate about it, and you can for sure spread my vision and my perspective on sexuality and sensuality.
Yeah, just for example, touch. Touch can have so many different qualities. For example, there is a massage of the elements, and especially at your beautiful place where we can actually feel the elements. It's so wonderful to connect with them. For example, the earth touch is more grounding touch, And if you start with your partner, maybe he's tired or she's tired in the evening, you can just ground them with the earth touch. And we will experience the earth where you are. And the water touch again is different. It's a more flowing touch, it's a more softer touch like the water. And then there is, of course, fire, where you have a more energetic touch, and there is a very, very soft air touch. For example, these are 4 different techniques which we can learn and experience and also embody them. And that's why it's so important not only to do it in Frankfurt in a little room, to do it outside where we actually have in your place the most beautiful earth.
Yes, yes. I mean, the place is really like I'm really blessed, and I'm always thankful. Whenever I come there, I say to myself, "Oh, this is such a beautiful piece of earth. It's really beautiful corner. And we have a big garden with all these fruits and flowers. We have pool, we have terraces where we can sunbathe, and very close, like 2 minutes walk, is the sea where you can go in and just swim in the morning or in the afternoon, whatever you wish for. Yeah.
Mm. But even so, of course, we want to go and do exercises, rituals, love rituals with each other. There's also a lot to do there. For example, you said you could also go horse riding there if someone wanted, or to play tennis, or so there
Yeah.
is a lot of activities we could add as well. So it can be also a holiday for a couple.
Yes, yes. What we could do, we could go horse riding on the beach. So there is one man who is having horses there. They are wild, but he somehow tamed them that they listened to him. And then he saw that they like to go in the water and bathe also in the water like humans. So he sometimes takes them to the beach, and then people can actually ride on them in the water, like in the shallow bay. So that was really, really nice experience to feel the horse in the water and you are on the horse. That was really powerful. We could also do hikes. There is a nice like trail which is going up to one peak, and then you can see the whole island in front of you, like all the small bays. Of course, there is tennis to play or swimming, biking. We have bikes at the house, so there is lots of things what you can do. But I think the place is the best to rest and really enjoy your partner.
Yes, yes, yes. Too much activity again would not be so good. It's just an option to give an idea of what how great this place is. So we will do swimming, we will do yoga on the water, we will do, of course, a lot of touch, connection, also love rituals. We will do also provide a safe space for communication, because I also feel to really communicate from the heart is one of the most difficult things for couples who have been together for a long time. Do you also have this experience?
Well, I think that the couples who were a long time together, and that includes me also, uh, usually they forget how to communicate. They forget mm, to go deeper into subject. They always stay somehow in the surface just to fulfill this function and be effective in this everyday life. And I think that there is not a lot of space anymore left to go really deep into your thoughts, into your emotions, into your needs, into your maybe curiosities, fantasies, and to experiment with your partner like you did before this family came, this job came, this all this must do's came. Yeah.
Mm. Yes, exactly. I always see this when I have a retreat with people and I open the space for communication about also sexuality, about maybe erotic fantasies. Um, some how freeing it feels for people that they can actually talk about their desires. Interestingly enough, men have more to talk than women. I think women very often are quicker or more ready to talk about their desires. And again, I feel very often women just want their soulmate. Which I, which I find a little bit sad because uh, it's fine, of course, but what is it? I myself, as a woman, what is my erotic self? What is my erotic self? What do I want to experience? And I like to create also a place for playfulness. There we are in a safe space, also even with other couples where we can have fun with our partner, but maybe also, open the space and connect with other people always in a safe way. That's one thing in my retreats and workshops. Everything is very safe. Everybody only does whatever they want. I find it so important to say no, to really
Mhm.
feel what is it I need in this moment. And that's not so easy for people because very often maybe you have forgotten what you want and you're so used to making other people happy. And so this is a very important place. We have exercises where we really feel, where is my boundary? What do I want? What do I not want? When do I touch someone for their pleasure? Communicate what they want. Is it okay with me? When do I touch, for example, for my pleasure? I can ask the other person, is it okay? Maybe I want to touch your nipples or I want to kiss your whatever. So it's also a way of refining our sensuality or our sexuality about finding out, first of all, what is it I want in this moment with this person, and communicating it and hearing what the other person wants and finding out, does this fit for me? And you can also find compromises. Um, when someone says, I want to kiss your fingertips. You can say, no, I don't want you to kiss my fingertips, but you can caress my back.
Yeah.
So to really become more mature about what you feel, what you want. And then sensuality and sexuality becomes so much fun because it's a lot more than just penetration. It's about intimacy in many different ways.
Yes, yes. And also when you feel at the end you feel joy. You feel
Yes.
joy with yourself in your body and you are like this in this high frequency, in this very like floating or flying around state, because you can do all of this. You have space, very secure space to do it, and you can explore yourself and the others, which is really, for me, joyful. Joyful.
Exactly. Exactly. When you take time to really connect with yourself, that's always the first thing. And allow yourself that you can feel what you want. Many people in a hectic world have forgotten to give themselves the allowance for their own desires and wishes.
Yeah, it's always like looking around and seeing what and thinking like, what is the other person expecting from me, when it's really not out what you are searching. It's you should be in and look there, and then attract this kind of things, what your soul wants, not what anybody else is expecting.
Yes, exactly. So to connect first with your own desires and then to communicate your desires, and as you said, especially when people are together for a long time, and because also people change. You might be a different person when you met, also your desires change. Also, maybe your erotic wishes change. And at a certain point, maybe we are afraid to really say what we feel because we don't want to upset the other one. We know what the other one would like to hear. Maybe we are not ready for a confrontation. So we just don't talk about things which might be a bit difficult. And then the longer that takes, the more we lose a little bit the intimacy when we don't show each other anymore who we really are.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
It's very often this case, yeah. And at the end, you have to find the ways how to connect again. It's either it's either that way, or at the end, it's just like becoming two people walking side by side and not close anymore.
Yes, exactly. And that was actually the idea of our retreat. We have our next retreat in May 16th to 23rd, and it's on my website, christinejansson.de. And we also have a website for the class. It's tantra-yoga.eu. And that was our idea, to have 1 week where we have space, where we have time for love, where the couples can connect. There's a lot of freedom in the daytime. If you feel you want to be with each other, you're most welcome. But there is a lot of exercises which give the ground and the space for intimacy, and give the space maybe even to fall in love again, you know, to reconnect in a deeper way, like when you met the first time. Wouldn't that be wonderful?
Oh. Dream. That trust me, when you spend a week there, you fall in love first with yourself, then with the nature around you, and then also with the partner which you took with yourself, because you are just getting closer and closer together in this time.
Aw, I'm looking forward.
Yes,
Dear
for
Helena, would you like to add something? Otherwise, we just close our uh,
has
podcast.
yeah, I would like to mention that we will have a great chef there, because the food is very important. The food is the energy, the fuel for this retreat, which will give us enough energy to do all of these activities, or just be in peace, or just explore, or just have fun with ourselves or with our partner. So we will have great food, personal chef who will cook for us the whole retreat.
Oh, wonderful. So, thank you so much, Helena. Just seeing you and hearing you. You're such a wonderful, beautiful woman. And it will be a great, great time to connect. And I think for everyone who will be with us, it will be a magical time.
And I'm Thank you, Christina, for inviting
Thank
me.
you
It
so
was a great
much.
pleasure, and you were such an inspiration. I'm looking forward to do this retreat with you.
Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Bye.